Hey guys, gun enthusiasts. Obviously you guys seen the title of this video, and let me start out by saying I am not against firearm training. To get some sort of training. If you choose to carry a firearm, I do believe if you're one of them persons that chooses to carry a firearm, you need to get some sort of training. I really strongly do believe that. Now, with that being said, I know it's kind of silly, and I'm just gonna say it. I mean, I'm gonna admit it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be one of them guys acting like I've gotten some training when I haven't. I haven't gotten any training. Now, the main reason, I did do some research a while back, and I got pretty disappointed because the classes were about $500 and up. So I'm like, man, I know it's necessary, guys. I just didn't want to spend that kind of money. To get some kind of training. So with that being said, like I said, I strongly believe you need to get some training. And with that said, I have my local gun range. I'm happily to say that I'm finally going to do some training, and the classes are pretty reasonable. I think they're about $150 and up. So I can deal with that. So I'm happily to say that I'm finally going to do some training, and I probably won't videotape it or anything, but I probably maybe talk about it, make a video and talk about it or something. But anyway, I just kind of want to throw that out because this video is about persons and people in situations that haven't had any training, and having a gun has saved their lives. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I might have hundreds and hundreds of hours of range time, but reality is we all know that that's not training. But I do strongly believe if you got plenty of training and plenty of range time, that will fall in place for you to be able to confront some sort of scenario, home invasion situation where you have to use your firearm to defend yourself. You are more likely to know what to do. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Alright, back to the title of this video. Now, I'll say it again. This is not about you not getting training. This is about you. If you own a firearm, you're going to have a fighting chance, period. Alright guys, so I get tons of magazines and gun magazines, and there's always like stories there. If you kind of go through them, there's here and there's sometimes like a story about a guy that had a gun and it saved his life or whatever. And there used to be a show called 911. I can't remember how long it's been, but it was called 911, and they show true events. And it was all based on true stories, and that was a very interesting show. I always like watching that. So one day I was watching one of the episodes, and this episode, it was about a single mom and her daughter. They lived out there in the country, and like every American, we wake up early to go to work. That's what she was doing. So she lived out there in the country, and she woke up in the morning to go to work. She will leave her daughter home alone. I think her daughter was either about 12 or 13 years old. I can't remember. So that day she wakes up, goes to work, and her daughter was home alone. So there was a guy that lived in the area, and more than likely he was probably spying on this family, and saw that she was a single mom and had just a daughter, and they lived home alone. And that day he saw that she had left, and so he said, I guess he had some bad intentions. I'm like, I'm gonna go do something to this little girl. So he approaches the house and starts knocking and trying to break in the house. The little girl saw that there was a man at the front door. She got scared. She knew that this guy was trying to break in, so she calls her mom, and her mom gives her instructions. While she was turning around, heading back to the house, she said, look, run to the bedroom, to my master bedroom. Probably told her exactly where her firearm was. Told her, grab that gun, close the door, and lock yourself in the closet room or whatever. And that's exactly what she did. Of course, the little girl did call 911 as well as the mom. And then so while the guy was trying to break in, and finally, I guess, you know, he broke in, started searching for this little girl all over the house. So finally, he gets to the master bedroom where the little girl was at. The guy breaks down the door, starts approaching. I guess more likely probably starts looking for her, and then can't find her. He can't find her. Sees the closet door, and the little girl was on her knees, facing the door with the gun pointing at the doorknob, on her knees like that, and ready to go. I guess she was ready. And so the guy starts approaching the closet, and the little girl sees the doorknob opening, or the door opening. So the little girl lets him have it, and it took just one shot. And I've done research that a normal reaction of a man getting shot is to retreat. Like you're saying, I'm done, man, I just got shot. And that's what I've read. So that's exactly what the man did. You know, as soon as the little girl shot him through the door, the man retreated, started walking out. And so the whole point of this video is the little girl didn't have any training. The little girl probably had never shot a gun, but her family owned the gun, and that gun saved her life. You know, who knows, God forbid, what this man would have done if that little girl wouldn't have had a gun. So yeah, finally the guy come out, the cops get here, they arrest the guy. But the whole point to this video, guys, is if you don't own a firearm, you need to go out, buy a gun. Go buy a gun. Have a firearm to protect yourself. I mean, every American should own a firearm to protect yourself, to protect you and your family. So I'm just, like I said, the whole point of this story is, there's tons of stories out there. And like I said, I'm not against firearm training. I'm just saying, if you own a firearm, you're going to have a fighting chance. So if you don't own a gun, go and buy you a gun. You know, because every American needs to have a gun to protect their home, their family, with a firearm. So, like I said, you have a gun, you're going to have a fighting chance against criminals, thugs, and people that want to break into your house and do harm to you and your family. So, I hope I got to the point of this story, of this video, and I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
You're hitting the joint.